Welcome. You're tuned into Tangled Threads. If you're digging our content, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. It was a typical evening in our suburban home when my life took a turn I never expected. Clara and I had met in college, both of us studying to get our degrees in marketing. We hit it off instantly, sharing a love for indie music and vintage movies, spending our weekends scouring thrift stores and attending obscure film screenings. After graduation, we got married in a small ceremony that was just perfect for us. Understated, intimate, surrounded by our closest friends and family. We settled into a comfortable routine, moving into a modest house in a quiet neighborhood, adopting a rescue dog we named Marley, and both finding jobs in our field. Clara landed a position at a marketing firm downtown, a job she was ecstatic about, given its reputation and her passion for the industry. I found work at a local advertising agency, and for a while, life seemed to be going exactly as we had planned. Our marriage was strong, built on mutual respect, shared interests, and a deep love for each other. We supported each other through work stress, family drama, and the general ups and downs of life. We talked about starting a family someday, adding another chapter to our story together. Then came that Thursday evening, around 7:30 p.m., when my phone buzzed with a Facebook notification from a name I didn't recognize. Swiping it open, I found a message from a guy named Alex, who worked with Clara. The message was blunt, with a picture attached that loaded slowly on my phone. It was Clara, sitting too close for comfort to a man at a bar, their hands entwined, looking far beyond friendly. Alex's message was succinct. "Thought you should know what's been going on at work." I stared at the photo for what felt like hours. Clara and I had our challenges, sure, but cheating? That was a line I thought we'd never cross. Yet here it was, undeniable evidence staring back at me from my phone screen. I decided not to confront Clara right away. I needed time to process, to plan, and to observe. So, I waited, acting as normally as I could, while inside, I felt a storm of emotions I couldn't quite comprehend. My heart raced with unanswered questions, and my mind struggled to make sense of it all. For the next week or so, I played the part of the oblivious husband. Clara seemed as affectionate and present as ever, making the whole situation feel even more surreal. Every morning, she'd kiss me goodbye and head off to work, leaving me to wonder about the reality of our life together. Every evening, she returned home with a smile, seemingly unaware of the turmoil brewing within me. During this time, I did some digging of my own. I reached out to Alex, pressing for more details. He was reluctant at first, but eventually shared that the guy in the picture was Mark, a new hire at the firm known for his charm and apparently his lack of boundaries. According to Alex, Clara and Mark had been growing closer over the past few months, their friendship evolving into something more, at least from what he'd observed. I thanked Alex for his honesty, though every new piece of information felt like another weight on my chest. I couldn't understand why Clara would do this. We had always been open with each other, or so I thought. The betrayal cut deep, not just because of the infidelity, but because of the breach of trust. The turning point came with the announcement of a company-wide meeting at Clara's firm. It was an annual event, one that partners were invited to. Clara had mentioned it in passing, assuming I wouldn't be interested in attending. But this year, I had a reason to go. On the day of the meeting, I dressed in my best suit, kissed Clara goodbye, and told her I had a surprise day planned for us. The confusion on her face was clear, but she smiled, kissed me back, and left for work. I waited a few hours before heading to the location of the meeting, my stomach in knots. When I arrived, I blended in with the other partners, making small talk while scanning the crowd for Clara and Mark. I found them eventually, standing a little too close, laughing a little too loudly. Seeing them together, in person, made everything real. Halfway through the meeting, there was a moment for announcements. I took my chance, stepping forward with a calm I didn't feel. The room quieted as I began to speak, my voice steady. "I know this is unusual, but I believe it's important," I started, meeting Clara's shocked eyes across the room. "I recently discovered that my wife, Clara, has been having an affair with one of her colleagues, Mark." The silence that followed was palpable. I wanted to address this here, in front of you all, because I believe in transparency and honesty, values that seem to be lacking in certain aspects of our lives. The reactions were mixed. Some looked away, uncomfortable, while others watched, transfixed. Clara stood frozen, her face pale. Mark looked like he wanted the ground to swallow him up. After my announcement, I left without another word, not looking back. Clara rushed home later, frantic, tearful, and apologetic. But the damage was done. Our conversations that night and in the days that followed were filled with her pleas for forgiveness and promises to change. But for me, the trust was shattered beyond repair. We decided on a divorce, a decision that was as painful as it was necessary. The house we had made a home together, the future we had envisioned, everything was now tainted by betrayal. In the end, I realized that this was not just about infidelity. It was about respect, trust, and the choices we make. I chose to stand up for myself, to face the truth, even when it would have been easier to look away. And though the road ahead was uncertain, I knew I would find my way through, one step at a time, rebuilding my life on my terms. Update. It's been half a year since the divorce finalized, and life has taken on a new rhythm. The initial storm of emotions has settled, leaving in its wake a sense of calm and, surprisingly, clarity. I've moved into a smaller apartment, which feels more like me than our old house ever did post-discovery. I've thrown myself into work and hobbies that I had set aside during my marriage. Life is moving on, and so am I. However, one aspect of the divorce agreement has been a thorn in my side: alimony. As it stands, I'm paying Clara a substantial amount each month. The decision, at the time, felt like another blow in a series of defeats. Despite the infidelity on her part, the judge decided that my higher income warranted the alimony payments. It was a hard pill to swallow, feeling like I was being punished even though I was the wronged party. I've been doing some research and talking to my lawyer about the situation. It turns out that there might be a silver lining. The legal system is complex, and decisions can be influenced by the judge's interpretation of the law and the specifics of the case. My lawyer mentioned that if we can present our case to a different judge, emphasizing the circumstances of the divorce and my financial situation, there's a possibility that the alimony could be reduced or even eliminated. This news has given me a glimmer of hope, not because I begrudge Clara's support if she truly needed it, but because the current arrangement feels like a reminder of the betrayal, a financial handcuff to a past I'm trying hard to move on from. The idea that I might free myself from this final tie is both liberating and motivating. So, I've started the process. We're gathering evidence, preparing documents, and I'm learning a lot about patience and the legal system. It's a slow process, and there are no guarantees, but I'm willing to take the chance. If there's a possibility to turn over a new leaf in every sense, then I owe it to myself to try. Reflecting on everything, I realize that while the past can't be changed, the future is still mine to shape. This potential legal battle is not just about the money. It's about seeking justice for myself, about making peace with the past, and laying the groundwork for the life I want to lead. Regardless of the outcome, I'm learning to stand up for myself in ways I never thought necessary. Life after divorce is teaching me a lot about resilience, hope, and the possibility of new beginnings. Update 2. In the whirlwind of life post-divorce, amidst the legal battles and the search for personal peace, something unexpected happened. I met someone. I won't get into names here, but to say she's awesome would be an understatement. We met through a mutual hobby of ours, cycling. One weekend, a local biking group organized a ride through the countryside, and fate, it seems, decided to play its hand. She had this infectious energy, a laugh that filled the air, and a spirit that seemed to dance with life. Our conversations flowed effortlessly, and there was this undeniable connection that neither of us could ignore. She is remarkably understanding of my past, never pressing for more than I'm willing to share, but always there to listen when I need to talk. She's brought a new sense of joy and adventure into my life, encouraging me to try new things, to open up, and to live in the moment. With her, I've rediscovered parts of myself I thought were lost in the shadows of my previous marriage. And yes, the legal battle over alimony came to a close. With a new judge and a more favorable hearing, my financial obligations were significantly reduced. It felt like a final closing of the chapter, allowing me to fully embrace this new beginning. Her and I have been together for a few months now, and every day feels like a new discovery. We support each other's dreams, challenge each other to grow, and find joy in the simple moments. She's not just my girlfriend, she's my partner in this adventure called life. I never would have guessed that this is where I'd be, a year after my world turned upside down. But life has a funny way of bringing us exactly what we need, exactly when we need it. Her is proof of that. Amidst the upheaval, she's been my steady. She's shown me that happiness isn't just possible after heartbreak, it can be even more profound. So here I am, moving forward, grateful for the past, because it led me to where I am today. The future looks bright, and for the first time in a long time, I'm excited to see where this journey takes us. No fluff speech this time, guys. This shit is fucking dumb. They say love is dead, but it's gotta be worse than that at this point. Anyways, let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled threads.